were going to kick the people that wanted to be kicked out of the house, and it has happened. As soon as Ebuka was coming in, it's almost like the pressure of Big Brother's neck was too much, and they're like, okay, this has to be the first thing that has to be done. Let's move on. And it was done. But I think I expected it to be like more dramatic or something. Do you get me? I expected more drama, but it was really busy. They didn't embarrass them the way I wanted. They should have given Chomsy like a little embarrassment. Do you get? Well, that didn't happen, unfortunately for me. Unfortunately for them. So apparently Ebuka come in and said, oh, so our level 3 house guests are going to be leaving. Let's like get that over and done with. And then suddenly, three ninjas entered the house. It's the way they entered for me. So they're entering and then they're standing like right in front of the housemates. And the housemates are like, what's going on? What's going on? Fina was just being overly dramatic. Like overly dramatic. You know, she shouted what's going on, what's going on. At the point, Chizzy was annoyed. Chizzy's like, calm down, stop it. Don't say anything again. About the vex. But I could see Chomsy's face and I could literally already guess that it's almost like this girl knows what's going on because I saw the fear in her face. And every brother says, oh, level 3 house guests, that's doing Eloswa, Chomsy, leave the house. It's time for you to leave the house. And then the other housemates are asking, oh, are you guys going to the other house or? And then they're like, I don't know, we don't know, we don't know. But shame on to those that think they're going to another house, like the level 3 house, to go and stay again. Shame. You'll see them on the outside when you come out eventually. By the way, Ebuka asked Fina why her tenure was filled with fights. And guess in Fina's reply, Fina said that one is not her problem. That people will want fights, maybe they fight, maybe they go to their papa house. That's how she put it. Like basically, she doesn't give 2 fucks. Because Ebuka was asking how that normally every other head of house is trying to like make there be like peace and harmony between the housemates, but it was almost like she was involved in every other fight that happened in the house, and then she's like anybody that wants to fight, they should be fighting and be going home. And this whole thing Fina is doing, I promise you, Fina is going to be on everybody's lips for nomination tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Both of us will stay here and watch it. That's the way it ended up for Hermes. The same way it's going to happen with Fina. So they want to speak to the evicted housemates from last week, and they'll be interviewing Doing first. Oh wow, okay. So now that Doing has come out, she's not even oh yeah, she has started smiling. She wasn't smiling at first, but now she has come out. I'm sure she's like, okay, this is real. This is real. It's Trump's face I can't wait to see. The disappointment in her face, I'll be on her face. You know, they can't be an interview for Doing without Side being involved. Oh, you're leaving already now. They're asking her what she has with Cheesy, and then she's like, oh, I know he likes me, but we have friendship, when we leave, we'll see. Let's see if you're right. Who nominated her? She's saying Groovy Brian. Welcome to your nomination session. But this thing where they tell you the people that nominated you, this is like putting like 2 heads together, jamming heads. I mean, eventually they'll find out. Shit. Oh god, so when they asked the people that nominated her, she mentioned just 2 persons. And then Chomsy and Eloswa nominated her, and then she's like, Chomsy and Eloswa, really? They will fight on the outside. Because she would have thought, but then they just became friends like when? Much later, like towards when they were evicted together. So like they were cool before, while they were in the house. So she shouldn't expect so much. But then, like to an extent, these people had an advantage. Yep, yes, they did, because imagine getting to stay 1 extra week in the house. I think that some people were being stupid and expecting too much and feeling themselves too much and thinking they were that important in the house. You know, that was just like them stepping way out of the line and getting way too ahead of themselves, unfortunately for them. Must have been nice. At least I believe Doing had a great time. I mean, she had her moment. They didn't even show the part where Doing cried like mad. Ebuka asked her what about Saif, and she's like, I'll speak with him. I wonder how that would go. Because she had such a good time with Cheesy before she eventually left the house.
Now, the night is just starting and the energy is crazy right there, isn't it?
I feel like we're here for a long time because I want to believe that 6 people are leaving this house. If not, it's just going to be crazy because we have like, how many weeks left? Like 2 weeks left. And there are still how many persons in the house? Oh, there are a lot. Like, there's no space. By this time, they should be just at most 10 or something, but they are too much. They should be going. Come, this thing I've been seeing it since yesterday. This scan the code, whatever, for PDAX. What's that code about? I just feel like this is like a strategy, it's like a form of advertisement for them because I'm sure there's no money you're winning in that thing. So if you've been trying, desperate people that have been trying, desperate times I get, but good luck to you. I hope you win that money, and if you win it, please let us know. Let's go and try our own. But 10 million naira just like that, clowning, proper clowning, like that's a joke. Hey. Like, what makes you think you're going to like scan the code and actually win? It's as if they put bug in your phone or scam you of the remaining money you have eventually. So anyways, how did you guys enjoy this week that has just passed? Like with the fight that's happened with Fina's reign, with the unnecessary relationships, with the unnecessary tensions, with the evicted housemates that were back. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. Even yesterday's party. See, JSF is my girl, but you see that yesterday's party was a flop. I couldn't even continue. Like, I was so exhausted. Like, I was so tired listening to what she was playing that I had to X. I was bored. Then on top of it, the unnecessary fights Fina and Groovy were having. Was it necessary? See, like, it's just so crazy how Fina feels like she has the OT, but she's not seeing like things that are right before her eyes. It's just very crazy. Like, you've seen this thing play out like countless times, and you're about to make it a reality for yourself. And then I swear I don't want to believe that Fina does not know that Groovy doesn't dig her like that. So why does she not want to keep it moving? Really though, why doesn't she want to keep it moving? Like, why are you wasting your time? Why are you dragging something that doesn't want to be dragged? Like, they were giving each other attitude, and then eventually, you know, they finish the party, they come out of the house, they come out of the party room, and the Fina is freaking, like, she's shouting, seriously shouting at Groovy. First of all, Groovy is not one to talk too much. He's not that kind of person. Like, you barely hear Groovy speak or shout back at somebody. That's not his lifestyle. And then, you know, Fina is going on and on, raking, shouting, parrying, and people are trying to calm her down and with swag. I think Chizzy was there. Groovy was also there. She was shouting at him. You know, he's trying to like calm her down. And then she was just going on and I'm like, why are you wasting your time? Because I'm back in this whole situation now. Okay, if we ask you what caused this fight, what actually caused? Because at first I was very confused. Like, what's going on here? I noticed they were not dancing together in the party. At some point, like, Groovy was just standing on his own. Like, actually, to be honest, I thought that was the bad effects DSF's playlist had on him, but apparently that was not it. Maybe something else was going on between them. But I don't even know if it was like matter dragged from the whole Chichi Fina Groovy situation of, you know, Chichi. I'm going to get back to that actually, because like that's like a whole different topic on its own, and I'm most definitely going to talk about it. But then, you know, she was really angry, and it wasn't necessary. Okay, what is it? He's avoiding you on party in the party room, and he's dancing with other people, but he doesn't actually. Then okay, apparently she tries to talk to him, and then he's like, oh, he's not in the mood. He's not in the mood. We are human beings. It's not every time somebody wants to talk. okay, you feel like Ruby does this thing consistently where he tries to avoid you, or he tries to avoid having conversations with you or being close to you, or when you're trying to like, kiss him and be cute with him and all of that, and he's not returning the energy. You too, you back off now. Life can't even be that serious. Like it's not that deep. And then and Ruby said he wasn't in the mood, and then you are getting angry. All the anger, where did the anger did not help her to boil rice and beans. Cause like you're vexed, not boil, it's not boil Gary. You will vex, you will shout, and you will calm down eventually. Like there's nothing more you can do. Look at Elo. So see, I just feel like there are people's celebrity lifestyle fits. It does not fit Elo Swag. He does too much. Elo Swag does too much. Who else thinks Elo Swag does too much? Because Elo Swag actually does too much to me. I'm sure the way people are shouting when he came out, he's feeling like a star. Or a star. Shout out there, bro. This one I thought he was going to be in the house until he decided to. Yeah, it looks like said something yesterday that he can guess the people that will be like top 2 in the house, and then he mentioned Brian simply because Brian's song was played during the party, and so the house is like hyping Brian and all of that. Daniela heard him. There's a place in Brian's song. Okay. First of all, it's very easy to guess when that kind of thing happens. We've seen it with White Money sets, we've seen it with Lincoln sets, and all of that. And also is so surprised the amount of people that nominated in Brian, Bella, Doyin, Dotun. Yeah, Adams.
Fair enough. Chomsy, what's next?
And you know that Swag was saying that that they played Brian's song but they didn't play his song, and I was very surprised. I was like, are you an artist? I never knew. I didn't know. No, you only take it outside the house. Ebuka is asking also him and Chomsy how it's going to work, and then he's like, take it outside the house and we'll see how it goes, blah 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 blah. Cap. Major cap. I'm sure this boy was just trying to be in a ship because like it was supposed to be a strategy for him, but it wasn't working. Or the fact that like every other person was in a ship and he needed to be in one to enjoy warmth of bed. Because so I feel like sure that Chomsy has done things, especially in that head of house lounge where they stayed. So they enjoyed head of the house lounge for 2 weeks when he won, and then when Chomsy won, they had a good time. I mean, like we saw that the clip on Showmax that was going viral about how they were in the pool, they're in the bathtub, but the whatever jacuzzi or whatever together, and looking cozy and all of that. See, I'm sure that Eloswag's highlight in this house is going to be a lot of him putting mouth into things that doesn't concern him having unnecessary fights with people and trying to speak English and trying to prove right, and his crazy dance routine when he's jumping like a fish at being dictating the words. I expected so much from Eloswag when it comes to dancing with him and Hermes, considering the fact that they're good dancers. Like I'd seen his videos outside the house, like him dancing, like his dance routines with his dance group and the rest of him. He didn't impress me, he was just always jumping, and it was no fun to see.
Thank you, Ebuka. Thank you, Big Brother. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, he said thank you, Ebuka. Thank you, Big Brother. Thank you, everybody. You're welcome. Be going. This boy he's going to milk this stardom life until he can't milk anymore. He will milk it.
Eviction from last Sunday didn't really go down with some of the housemates, but also some ships were starting to capsize or at least shake, which made housemates
Sure. Ebuka said some ships were starting to capsize after last week, and some housemates didn't really take the triple eviction well. Some of them were tense and all of that.
Welcome to your diary session. How are you feeling today?
I'm peaceful. Like right now.
Yeah, everywhere.
Very fine, Big Brother.
And what are your thoughts on the level 3 twist?
I feel like that's where the game is going to end.
Big Brother, well done. That was absolute shit. I did not see that coming whatsoever.
I said nobody actually saw it coming, the whole level 3 thing.
Think your return is impacting the emotions and relationships in the house?
Some housemates were quite happy
So they're going back in time, like during their like
Side of it, but me, I didn't care.
was that Tuesday diary session? You know when they were asking them how they felt about the eviction and the level 3 twist, like them coming back, Chelsea and the rest.
But I said maybe I will need to be giving us food in excess.
And would you like to discuss anything else with
Crazy.
I'm happy to be back.
I hope everybody is not coming back with any of his rubbish twists this week again. Because we are tired.
Alright, remember the weekly diary sessions are unmissable, so if you want to get to know more about your favorite housemates,
We are fired. See, they are, you know, I feel like they're saving the last for the best because we're going to have a lot to talk about on Twitter. We are going to have a lot to talk about on Twitter for real though. Because when Chelsea comes here, she's going to cap. She's most definitely going to cap. Like, I'm so prepared for it, and I can't wait for her to come out and quickly do her interview with Ebuka. I can't even wait for her media run, most importantly, and all the rubbish she's going to have to say. Because that babe runs her mouth the most. Jesus. Nope, nah, that babe is exhausting. She runs her mouth the most. Meanwhile, Ebuka was saying something about, ships capsizing. Who do you think he was talking about? Obviously, I think it's Bella and Sheggz. Not like capsizing, like shaking or trying to restructure. Trying to set their ways right. I feel like those two they are actually putting in effort this week to not be rude and condescending towards their fellow housemates. Because you see, Sheggz actually like putting in effort to talk to people, even having a conversation about like with Bella about how he's going to be friends with some other people, someone like Modella, and then Bella wasn't having it. Oh yeah, Chelsea is outside.
Your voice is a little shaky.
Yeah, her voice is shaky. She should shake. Who is this auntie she's always talking about?
Sorry, now that's a feeling. Very quickly now, I'll ask you to swap the same thing. What's up with you and him now that the show is done?
So yeah, you guys, like we are very very sorry we can't show you the screen. Like I actually wish I could, because like there's some emotions you need to see directly, but it's not possible to show you the screen because of copyrights. Sadly, but if you understand how it works, we can't show you the screen.
Welcome to your nomination session. Big Brother would like you to nominate.
So they are showing terms of people that nominated her, and then Daniela was there, Fina, Brian. Why is she opening her mouth?
Any surprises?
This one's Brian. Why are you surprised? Like you and Brian are not friends, so why are you expecting loyalty from him?
Through the Big Brother house.
By the way, please, if you know Chumzi's auntie, please tell me. Chumzi, life of the party. No, I swear that's the only part I'm going to miss. Well, when Chumzi entered the house, she looks really pretty though. She's a fine girl. Life of the party. I'm going to miss Chumzi dancing. That's the only thing I'm going to miss about Chumzi, to be honest. Anything, nothing else. That girl, she knows how to have a good time. Like, she knows how to enjoy herself on her own. But you see, Chumzi is a fucking instigator. Chumzi is a terrible instigator. Like, she knows how to twist and turn and mess with your head to get involved in things you don't want to get involved in. And then unfortunately, she's not somebody that likes confrontations. So she's going to avoid having talks. Like if she does something and then you're trying to confront her, like then you people might end up raising voices. Once she just talks like she's like few words, that's the end, she'll shut up. Johnny was so excited, thinking like she'll be here until the last day. Unfortunately for her, time is up. But at least she's lucky, she had 1 extra week, and then at least it's just like 2 weeks to the end of the show and she's going.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Chumzi!
This interview didn't go how I wanted. This interview didn't go how I wanted, I swear. It was just too basic and too straightforward. Ebuka didn't ask the kind of questions I wanted to ask. Something like the things she said about how she feels like she's a competition in the house, and every other person are envious of her because she's been winning money and all of that, or how she thinks she's going to stay until day 72. Guy, like she has said a lot. She has gone on and on and on and on and on and on. It was exhausting to watch. She has even her fights with Elo Swag. Not exactly a fight with Elo Swag. Like Elo Swag is a very confused person. You see that boy, like his own matter. He's just like, it is exhausting. Like I told you, I don't think Elo Swag really liked that babe. I think it was just for the fun of wanting to be in a relationship in the house. That's what he was doing. But Chomzi, I feel like Chomzi is still obsessed with Groovy. There's nothing anybody can tell me. She's still obsessed with Groovy. But this whole talk of she was talking about how if after Groovy left Beauty, he had come to like speak to her and ask her out, that she would not agree because she can't be somebody's second option, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. So what makes you think you're not Elo Swag's second option? Why are you so sure? And then she's like, oh, I can't be a second. You know the way Chomzi talks. Chomzi talks with so much bitterness in her. The way she raises up her upper lip and then she's twisting it and then talking like she gives this face of a wicked Igbo woman. That's the perfect description. I'm very happy Chomzi is out of my face, because if Chomzi had an extra week to stay, she's going to get on my nerves, and I would have probably sent her packing myself. Thank God, like good riddance. Even though I expected more from this interview, because it looks like Chomzi has a very heavy heart and she has a lot to say. But I'm sure she's going to cast herself eventually doing her media tours. I can't wait. Clips will fly. I'm here for it. She has a lot to say. She just feels. So yeah, I was talking about Bella and Sheggz, and you know how they've been trying to be better persons. You know, they even had their dinner. Eventually, Big Brother granted them their wish. But then I was just wondering, why is Big Brother doing this now, though? Does it mean one person is leaving? Most likely Sheggz, because it can't be Bella. But what if it's Bella? I mean, we saw the way Maria left unexpectedly during her own time. What if one of them is leaving and that's why Big Brother is actually granting them this dinner? Because this thing has been, since they've been begging Big Brother for it. And then Bella was asking for the dinner then because, they were always like having issues, clashing back and forth. And she thought it was like an avenue for them to like sit and talk and have conversations and, know what like their way forward in their relationship and all of that. And Big Brother has been like, okay, he has heard, he will sit to it. And this thing has been like how many weeks ago? And then finally he has granted them this dinner. And was it great? Actually, I felt it like it was actually cute. I mean, people had a lot to say. People didn't think it was actually also great. They felt like they were being boring. They were repeating conversations. What you wanted to talk about was like, I feel like they know everything they need to know about each other. So that dinner date didn't come at the right time. If you ask me, that's just the thing. Because like dinner dates is you getting to know somebody and all of that. Okay, even though couples actually go on dinner dates and all of that, but they've talked about everything they want to talk about. They don't fight again. Like whatever Ebuka did, what Ebuka said last time he spoke to them actually got to them, that they were now playing safe and they were being very careful. They were not having unnecessary fight, and it was actually good to see. Like it's actually good to see that relationship can be good and not be too toxic. Where they'll be having like unnecessary fights. It's actually very good to see. And they had a very good dinner date, and they were being all cozy, and Bella was being all cute, touching her man's beard and trying to rub his face and clean. She was very shy. That's the word. Bella was shy. It just looked like a lot of people were watching her, even though like their fellow housemates like came in through the door, were peeping and watching them. They had a good time. They had great conversations according to them. But there was not really much to like differences to settle, so they just had a great time. And then eventually they called in their friends to come and join them and eat the lot of food that Big Brother left for them. Is Groovy sleeping? Yes, now when you're not off eviction, you will sleep because you don't have a problem in life. Groovy is sleeping during life eviction. My wife is actually like seriously sleeping. It's time for the business of the day. Who's going? Who do you think is going? So people love for eviction. Let me just put it out there to you so you can tell me who you think is going, who you want to go, and who you want to stay. So Rachel, but she can't leave. Sheggz, Bella, Hermes, Allyson, Yotun, Adekunle are all up. Who's going? Who's staying? Who's going? Who's staying? Who's going? Who's staying? But okay, Hermes isn't going nowhere, bro. This Alyson's dress. It actually looks like an eviction dress. Alyson's dress looks like an eviction dress.
To be evicted.
Next housemate to be evicted from
From
Big
the
Brother's
Big
house.
BBNaija level of house
I'm very sure I know who's going.
is
I know. Once Ibuka says it, I'll tell you, but I know. But you see, I feel like people that opt for eviction actually they prepare their mind. Like people like Allyson and Dotun, they prepare their mind.
Allyson.
Allyson has been evicted from Big Brother's house. Like she was actually ready for it. Yeah, our time was actually up. It was time. What's this girl's name? Daniela is going to be. She's going to cry out her eyes today. Why is everybody rubbing her head?
You have 10 seconds.
She's not even being emotional. She's a very strong girl. Like I don't think I've ever seen Allyson cry throughout this child. She and Daniela, they had such a good relationship, like good 6 months. I feel like Daniela and she and Hermes, it's just 2 weeks until Hermes comes out and then they'll continue from where they stop.
Well, to be honest, Ebuka, I think that Big Brother has put us on such an emotional roller coaster all season. But we like it. Forget about the drama.
There's no more drama, because if Big Brother is bringing up any more twists, there's something very wrong with him in the head. What's progress doing in this kind of place though?
I am. Thank you. All right. So quickly, I'm going to ask you. The show is coming to a close, so I need to find out from you who you think will be the top 5 this season. Let's go. My top 5 are Vina,
So
Brian,
Miss Vic is asking progress.
Dotun.
Is that Dotun? Is this one clowning?
Hi, darling. How are you?
They asked somebody his top 5 and he said Fina, Brian, Hermes, who else? Then Dotun. How? So somebody else is saying Fina, Brian, Hermes, Daniela. Do I think Daniela will reach top 5? I don't think so. I don't think so. And if they know what's good for them, they should better put Daniela up for eviction. Because like when last one was that big up for eviction, like there's some people that are just chilling. People like Groovy. And this is the way Groovy is going to make his way into the finals. But like watch and see, this is how it's going to work for him. Same way should be Emmanuel. I think Emmanuel too was also in top 5 last year, was he? I can't remember, but I think he was, and that was how he did it. You see the same script Emmanuel played is also working for Groovy. But if these people have sense, they should put Groovy, put Daniela up for eviction. Because they know what's good for them. People that want to be a top 5. I don't even know. Fina obviously, Hermes obviously, Brian obviously. I think I don't know again. These are my top 3. But any other person that wants to join them, feel free. Good luck. But I feel like Bella might make it to the top 5. Most likely. Most likely. Remember this their major tax that Chomsy almost sabotaged. Please, has anybody been seeing this growing friendship between Hermes and Fina for me? Like, it has actually been growing so strong, and it's very surprising because the beginning of this show, Hermes did not like Fina did not like Hermes. But you know, friendships like this, they always end up very well because it will start from hate or dislike rather, and then grow into love. They've had such like good chemistry, like friends. I'm not talking relationship, but friendship. They've had such good chemistry. People that won money this week.
Adekunle won an additional 1.5 million naira this time. Courtesy of Piggyvest.
Adekunle has won money this week.
Daniela won 1 million naira, while Eviction won 500,000 naira for coming second and third respectively.
Nice.
Alright, now the big winners of the Lush Hair Task were Bella, Hermes, Groovy, Chomsy, and Rachel.
Actually, I thought I saw 2.750 each, but they are going to share it.
Allyson, Daniela, and Dotun also won
Please, I beg. The money this year is not. It's not plenty. It's not much.
Now, for yesterday's
Who
wild
else
start,
thinks that
all
it's
the
not much?
participating housemates will
They are giving
receive
us more
1
money.
million naira and a year's supply of wow.
What? All participating housemates will receive 2M.
Our headline sponsor pocket
Damn.
was Fina Chichi
Bro.
Cheesy Dotun.
If you barely want anything in the house, like at least you want 2M just for participating. What brand was that though?
Details of all the winnings on our website and
Wow.
social media pages. We'll be talking with Addison when we come back.
Wow, so wow. Oh, that's crazy. Oh. It's like they have so much money to give 2M to participating house because they were much that did that task. That's nice. That's actually very nice. So yeah, I was talking about the good relationship that's brewing between Fina and Hermes. Even during like the fight Fina had with Bella, Hermes low-key had her back, even though he didn't really say much to Bella and Sheggz, but he was in support of Fina. And then every other, even when they won their wager task, he was rooting for her. Even during like some other tasks that they end up winning, he's always rooting for her. And then Groovy has a problem with it. Groovy is like, oh, why she always supporting Hermes? I feel like he's intimidated. But then I see like Groovy confuses me. But then I heard it's a Playboy thing. Like somebody told me it's a Playboy thing. But if that's how Playboys do, or more, picking my wrist, I'm running because what kind of bad energy is that? What kind of bad energy is that, bro? I do not get it. Why you doing this? Like why you? It's crazy. Why do you do this to somebody you know you don't really like, all in the name of being a Playboy and keeping the person by your side for the time being? Because the way she's going to have Fina breakfast after they come out of the house, I hope Fina just like I hope she prepares her mind for it. She shouldn't even waste her time, saying, oh, let's let them like ship being in a relationship and like collect money from fans, until they do their whole like tours and all of that. Travel to, if it's Dubai they are going to, and South Africa or wherever they are going to. And see, what I'm driving at basically is let this thing not end up like in my rose, because she will cry blood, she will weep, she might not be as strong as what's this girl's name, Rose, she might not be as strong as like, bro, that babe took shit. She tolerated nonsense. I'm happy for her. Thank God for growth. I mean, like, I saw the video where, the people were using the relationship to mock her during like a contest show, and then she walked out, and I was like, go girl, because people don't know boundaries. People do not know boundaries. Like, she has talked about how this thing has hurt her and has affected her, and she has moved past it, but then you are still bringing it back to her, and you don't expect her to react. You don't expect her to react that way. Some of you are mad. Some of you are very, very, very mad because you've not seen any other things to use a crack joke. Is that rubbish? Anyways, talking about the housemates back. So yeah, I told you guys how I really want to talk about Sheggz. See, so there was a fight that happened between Fina and Chichi, simply because okay, what happened was that Fina was in the room like having a conversation with her fellow housemates, and she was talking. She was holding a drink, a can of drink, and an alcoholic drink, because Fina drinks a lot. Fina drinks like if Fina drinks a lot, and then she drinks and she doesn't know her limits. Like she ends up always being tipsy. But then I don't think Fina is always tipsy. I feel like she's pretending to be tipsy. I don't know if it's to get attention from Groovy or whatever. That's like whatever is going on in her head. I don't know. So yeah, she was gisting with the housemate, her fellow housemate. She was gisting with the likes of Bella, Sheggz, Dotun, and some other people in the room. And Chichi was in the other room, and she she was listening to the conversation. She could hear like Chumsy. Fina was telling him about her life. She was basically telling him her life story, and then Chumsy now Chumsy finds a way to put Chichi in the equation, like to talk about Chichi, because I feel like Chumsy is obsessed. I feel like Chichi is obsessed. Emeka was saying something about him having a message from African Magic. So yeah, I feel like Chumsy is obsessed with Chichi or something, because I don't know why throughout this week she has like low-key be finding a way So put Chichi into everything. She has just been instigating and trying to get a reaction from Chichi. It started that very moment they ended up in level 3 house together. That they were having like a round table conversations and calling each other out. And Chichi Chelsea kept on trying to like trigger Chichi. And then Chichi was avoiding, and they ended up like having like banter, like talking back and forth, where they were both raising their voices and all of that. Chelsea was going on and on about how Chichi is the fake friend because they used to be friends before in level when they were in level 1, like the house together. They used to be very close. So Allyson is coming out to do her interview. See, I feel like Addison had potentials, but she misused it. Like she wasted, like the moment this girl entered the house, first that she entered, I felt like she was going to be among the top 5. You know that if I had done like that thing where they tell you, oh, guess your winner, I'll probably have guessed Addison because she had the whole energy and vibe. But this baby is just a log of wood. No disrespect. She there's nothing she's great at. Not even task, not even being competitive, not even. She's just a very I feel like she's a very chill person. Like she barely has issues with anybody. She doesn't like trouble.
So are you now the third in his relationship? How's that gonna work?
We'll
figure it out when he gets out. You don't mind this? We'll figure it out.
He's asking her, is she the third being in the relationship? And she's like, oh, we'll figure it out because remember Hermes has like 2 other girlfriends, and countless times that was there because I actually stopped talking about it with him.
This is your nomination session. You need to nominate 3 housemates.
But then it was just like 2 people that nominated Allyson. So they're showing her people that nominated her. Oh, it was just even 1, and that was groovy.
So you only got 1 nomination, but so you got the person saved, and you're going to replace that after a save. Let's take a look at your journey now. I mean, you might probably just like
yeah, she said she kept on asking him about his relay, and then he told her that, see, babe, I can't leave my girlfriends for you. I won't do that. But then I feel like whatever Hermes and Allyson have is good, and I actually hope they like work it out because they have like the craziest chemistry. They have like the craziest chemistry. I don't even lie. It's actually very cute. Allyson with the body. This is what I got for you, breakfast in bed. Is it not nice? And she's always laughing, she's always happy. Like, this baby does not have a problem. Although throughout her time with Big Brother, they are showing her like clips. I've not seen any parts where she had a fight with somebody. There's no parts where she had a confrontation with someone. The only person I remember her having a confrontation with, like a face-to-face, was Doyin. And then they settled it because she felt like Doyin was not being reasonable, Doyin was not being mature about the whole situation. Doyin said she had things.
Definitely model yourself well in that house. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise.
She said Doyin was not, Doyin keeps confronting her that, oh, I heard this, I heard that, and then she's like, you heard this, you heard that, did you come to tell me, did you speak to me about it, and then you're accusing me already. I mean, when I heard things about you, I can speak to you about it, and then we like trashed it out, and then now you're doing this. And Doyin was not being reasonable, but eventually they settled it. But personally, I feel like Allyson had a better relationship with Daniela, because she actually really liked that girl, and she liked Hermes as well. I really can't wait for both, but like when Hermes gets out of the house, like I want to see where the relationship will go, because if there's any ship of Lucifer in that house, it's actually them. But considering the fact that he already has 2 girlfriends outside the house, I wonder how that's going to work. Because he has said the countless times he wasn't leaving any of his girlfriends for anybody. So adding 3 to the equation was going to be a bad idea. Why are they showing us? They are showing like recap of the parties. I've not seen anybody that drinks like food. They had the latest pool party on Thursday. Like it was the best pool party I've seen in a while. Like they had so much fun. At some point, I was wishing I was with them because they had so much fun. It's not just their Saturday party that was total trash. Like if Big Brother tries this rubbish he did again, bringing useless DJs, I'm going to come for him. They have 2 weeks left in the house. Okay, yeah. And then the final, you come to think of it, is it supposed to be this Saturday? I mean, the upper Saturday that the whole housemates, like evicted housemates, will join them for like a general party. I know they do that. I don't know if it's the second to last week or the last week proper. I wonder which, but I always look forward to that party. They should better bring DJ that has it. They bring DSF again. I've said it. DSF is my favorite, but you see that thing she did, she should not try it next time. See, this one Ibuka is reluctant to go back into the house to evict somebody else. What's this dude's name again? This DJ that was campaigning for NSAS. What's her name? I don't remember her name, but I feel like she's the one I just saw now. I might be wrong, but I think she's the one. Maybe that's the DJ YC. I don't even know. Wait, please. Don't tell me that it's only one housemate that is going to leave the house. Jokes. So yes, as I was saying about the fight. Chomzy was talking, and she was so inquisitive. She kept on trying to ask, oh, what do you know about Chichi? Do you know this about Chichi? Do you know that about Chichi? And then Chichi was hearing the conversation from her room, and she's like, what's going on? It's almost like Chomzy was purposely trying to bring us information from Fina's mouth. And then Chichi comes out, and then she looks into the room. She doesn't want to go inside there because the gathering is obviously not people like she relates with in the house, like people that don't like her in the house. So she sees Fina on the floor, and then she thinks Fina is drunk, and because Fina had been rambling, like going on and on, talking so much. She sees Fina on the floor, that she now assumes that Fina is drunk. Then she tells Daniela, oh, go and call Groovy. Tell Groovy to come and carry Fina, that she's drunk. And then Groovy, Daniela goes and she's not able to get to Groovy. Then she goes in and tries her luck. She's knocking. Apparently Groovy was having his bath, and then he comes out and she's like, oh, your baby is drunk, go and carry your baby. And Groovy didn't go. Eventually, when Fina was done with her whole shenanigans, she comes back into the house, into the head of house lounge, and then Groovy didn't really want to talk to her. She was trying to kiss him, and he wasn't really responding to the affection and everything. And she's like, oh, what's the problem now? What's wrong with you? And he's like, she just need to tell me that you are tipsy, and then you were misbehaving in the room. And she's like, what kind of talk is that? That she was not misbehaving, that she was gisting with the housemates, having a conversation with them, and she was on the floor, like showing them how she's going to give her baby styles, that's Groovy styles on the bed, that she wasn't drunk. And he's like, oh, that's what Chichi told him. And then she's like, you can come and ask Sheggz and Bella and Chomzy and the rest of them. We're just catching crews. Or something that was in the house. I think it's just going to be one person. Thank God. Why are they showing the camera on Dotsun's face? Is it the one that's going? Imagine Dotsun leaves, Allyson leaves, Daniela is going to be devastated. So Dotsun is going. Damn. Daniela is going to be devastated as fuck. Her best friend, female best friend, is leaving. The person she likes has something towards the house, the male. Dotsun is also leaving as well. I'm very, very surprised she has not started winning, because they had Daniela to cry. Daniela sheds tears like it is ordinary water. She cries like it is nothing. Like her emotions are always all over the place. That's crazy. But she's still going to cry eventually. That when you show me that, it feels like Daniela is trying so hard to like contain her emotions and not like be a crybaby. Damn, that's so painful. But then at least she has just 2 weeks, because if Adekunle is still in this house, I feel like that's the next person she's going to pitch her tent with. Imagine if Dotsun had left like a while ago, she would have obviously moved to Adekunle, because I noticed that Daniela likes to be like, she likes to have somebody by her side. she doesn't do well being alone. Do you get what I was saying? I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. But then we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about Daniela and Dotun most definitely, because there's something I want to understand. But yes, I want to continue my conversation about, you know, the whole Fina, Chichi, Chomzi, Groovy situation that happened. That was Friday night, yeah? Or Friday night. And then, you know, Groovy is like, oh, that he heard it from Chichi. She came to tell him that, oh, she's drunk. And she was trying to explain to him that, say, no, I wasn't drunk. I was trying to like demonstrate the kind of styles I was coming to give you on bed to the housemate, and we were just laughing and catching cruise and all of that. And then she's like, oh, ask Bella, ask Sheggz, ask Chomzi. That's what happened. You can come and ask them, and he's like, oh, he's not going anywhere to ask anybody anything, and she should leave him. You know, when he said this now, just even like, okay, so why did you even mention Chichi's name? Like, why are you sounding like Chichi came to report to you? She only basically told you to come and carry your baby. It's like something is wrong. And then, you know, Fina gets annoyed and she's like, oh, where's Chichi self? And she storms. She's going to go and confront Chichi. And then Groovy is just, I feel like Groovy purposely did not try to, you know, like stop her from going to go and confront Chichi. It's almost like he wanted her to actually go and do it. Like, do you get me? It feels like he actually didn't want her to go and confront, because he did not try to actually stop her. He did not try. And then she goes, she's like paranoid, she's shouting, and then the whole house place now come out. You know that it's actually very crazy to see Chichi and Fina have a fight. You know that it is one thing for Rachel and Chichi to currently be going like face off with each other. Like, they've not been at peace ever since that movie date that Big Brother gave the house. They've not been at peace and they've been fighting. And then I thought like these people, Rachel, Chichi, Fina had like such a good friendship, considering the fact that the three of them were from Edo State, like Benin State, and you know they related. They were always gossiping about other houses and all of that. And then suddenly the clique broke, and then now the fight is now between Chichi and Fina. It was actually very, very crazy, and I'm like, this Fina is not somebody that you should expect to have your back, because Fina is like all man for himself. If he's not I feel like the only person Fina purposely looks out for in that house is Groovy. I don't think there's any other girl she really likes, like genuinely likes, like, oh, this person is my G, this person is my friend, and I'm going to root for you till the end. I've not seen that with Fina with anybody. And you know, she was really shouting at Chichi, embarrassing Chichi. And I swear, like, that shit was so embarrassing the way she was shouting, because other housemates now came in and were putting fire, and like they were adding charcoal, they were adding people to the fire. Everyone was just like, Fina was embarrassing Chichi, and she was having such a great time doing it. Chichi was just trying to defend herself. You don't know how Chichi will give it back to you. The way I'm giving this, she's giving it back to you. She will shout, like, you people will shout until you bring down that house. But Chichi was just trying to tell her that, oh, see, that it was just a misunderstanding between both of us. Like, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. I actually thought you were drunk. I thought you were tipsy. I didn't know you were just like joking with the housemate. Like, that's what I thought. I'm very sorry if I said the wrong thing. You know, she was just basically trying to apologize, and then the other housemates were like, oh, that is a lie. That what Chichi was trying to come and do was heard that they were having a conversation about her. That she was trying to come and then avoid them talking about all the things she said about Fina. And then Chichi was like, see, I've said things about Fina, and I've told Fina that I've said things about her. Fina told me she has said things about, because they've actually both said things about each other. You know, Fina has said a lot of nasty things about Chichi. Chichi has said a lot of nasty things about Fina. So it is equal. And then both of them eventually, when they started talking again, and you know, they told themselves that, oh, I've actually said I've said that. And then, you know, Chichi was not trying to tell the other housemate that, see, I've said things and she knows about it. So I don't know what it is that you people are trying to tell Chichi and Fina that she doesn't already know. But good luck trying. And eventually she even left the scene, and she went to bed, because she was actually going to bed before she heard her name. And then she left. And I was just like, it's actually very unusual for Chichi to even like avoid a fight like this. Like, she actually did avoid the fight, knowing Chichi and the kind of person she is. But that she felt like a gang up, or even like, because after she now left, Fina started laughing. Why are you laughing? Did you try to embarrass her on purpose? Like, why would you even do that? I thought this person is your friend. Like, Fina is never a loyal person. That's what I think. Like, Fina is not a loyal person. And what she did was very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. If somebody is your friend, root for the person, support the person. The least you could do was go and talk to her in the room and confront her or something. But then the better thing you could do, the best thing that could come to your head to do was to embarrass her. Please, I beg, I want to move for this situation. Yes, back to Dotun. So everybody currently interviewing Dotun, and they're asking him about Daniela.
I mean, coming into the house at first, I basically said where I stood. I was trying to get to know the ladies in the house. But looking at my level, I could see that I couldn't really flow on that level with any of them.
So he's saying he couldn't, when they were in level 1, he couldn't flow with like his fellow, the females in level 1 house thing.
Actually told a couple of my level members that, yeah, Daniela and Eli, yes.
And true, actually, because
Which one is it now?
at first, it was Ilebaye that this guy liked. He didn't have his eyes on Daniela, but eventually after Ilebaye was disqualified, the next person that started entering his eyes was Daniela.
Let's see if you're right. Watch this.
So they don't show him people that nominated him for eviction.
Good evening, Adekunle. Welcome to your nomination session.
Adekunle nominated him.
You to nominate 3 housemates.
I'm sure this is very, this should come as a shock. Adekunle groovy. Well, just 2 people, so Adekunle, why is he shout? Why is he jumping? He's so surprised. It's not that deep, like life isn't that deep.
Alright, let's take a look at your journey through the
It's a
Big
game.
Brother's house. Watch it.
And they want to show him this journey through Big Brother's house. And I'm sure a lot of this will be filled with him having serious conversations with Daniela, because that was what this boy's life was about. That girl stressed him. That girl stressed him. Like, I'm glad he's out of the house, at least he's going to have a week to himself to think. But then I'm glad he at least he stayed for a while. See, there are people that actually stayed in this house for a while that I'm like, oh, people are actually very lucky. And that's because maybe they were not nominated for eviction, or they won the head of house game. I told you people that a lot of times you see Dotun during his stay in Big Brother's house, Daniela is sure going to be somewhere around. As much as I feel bad for Daniela, losing like two of her friends being evicted at the same time, like 2 people she's very close to in the house living at the same time, I feel bad for her in regards to that. But I'm actually glad Dotun is leaving, because this boy is like, I feel like he has been emotionally and mentally stressed in this relationship, because Daniela is the most confused person ever. She's the most confused. Wait, they're only evicting 2 people. That's the end. Wow. I swear I was expecting like at least 3. So does it mean, who's thinking what I'm thinking? There's probably going to be like a king size eviction next week Sunday.
Right. Nominated housemates, please stand.
So there are how many remaining? 3, 6, 9, 11 housemates remaining.
You're all safe for another week. You can sit.
They don't even seem excited. Chai. Hermes' face is just like stone cold. There's nothing exciting. If only Fina had not put him up for eviction. Had not put Allyson, like he placed Allyson.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright.
So you guys talking to
So
Rachel.
I wanted to talk to me about, there looks like there's some serious camps in that house now in divisions. Explain the lines for me, if you could.
He said there's serious division in the house that she should explain. See, Rachel is the wrongest person to tell to explain anything, because that baby used to, when the way trade moves on the rail, she goes out of line. She doesn't know what to say. I don't think she's somebody that comprehends things very well, and but then she's like a very good orator, so I don't even know why she's not an understanding person.
I think at a particular point or for a particular reason we were in unison about a particular issue, so it wasn't like necessarily a camp, but I'm sure it must have been seen that way.
Oh, she's talking about her relationship with Fina and Chichi. Remember I told you guys that 3 of them were actually really close, and suddenly,
You just think she lies a lot, like you said yesterday.
damn, casted. Rachel said Chichi lies a lot, and now Ebuka just said it.
That's how I feel. I feel sometimes she's not completely open about her. When you have a conversation with her, sometimes she could like
See, like Rachel's anger is this movie date thing, and I don't know why she has actually not moved past it. She's been trying this matter since Monday.
Okay. I've noticed some subtle lyrics being dropped from you with Daniela. What's going on?
Yay. There's always Adekunle now. You guys, like, I noticed some lyrics being dropped with you too.
quite frankly, I realized that we've been getting closer.
And they will only get closer. He said he would.
Certain things are because she's in a complicated situation at the moment in the house. So I just don't want it to look like what's the word I'm looking for now? Everything basically I was just telling her that I would pull back from her for a bit just so that whatever is going on is not.
See, Dawson has not left the house, so another agenda has started. I told you guys Daniela has a problem. So basically, what Ebuka is asking Adekunle now is that he has noticed that he and Daniela have been having like conversations, and he has been dropping lyrics for her. And he's like, oh yeah, that they've been talking and they've been getting really close, and then he has already told her.
Or isn't? Never know with Big Brother 2. But I've always told you guys this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It still feels like some of you are not enjoying this experience.
The only person I can probably say she's not enjoying the experience is Rachel, because I don't know what's wrong with Rachel. So yeah, he's asking that, Adekunle is not like, oh, that they've been getting really close, and then he told Daniela that, oh, he's going to like back off, like move back a little to give her like space, because she's in a very complicated situation. She should just like nodding her head like, yeah, true. But you see, now that Dawson has gone, I feel like Daniela is going to start like moving towards Adekunle. Maybe not in like a bit to get in the shape, but because like she needs somebody by her side. And by the way, I'm very sure the way Hermes just stood up now, he's going to be waiting to go and cry. He's most definitely going to be waiting to go and cry, because Allyson had just left him. And please, I actually really want to see that. Please, they should take me to Hermes. Show me Hermes crying. I need to see it. Hey, yeah, love of his life. See, there's going to be an issue between Chichi and Rachel once more, and I'm waiting for it. Meanwhile, my eyes going to be on Daniela. See, I was saying that Daniela has stressed Dawson so much, and I'm actually glad he has left. And I want to see how things will pan out for her. Like, I want to see how she's going to be able to control herself, and how, if she's going to have like better relationship with other people. I mean, Adekunle is still in the housekeeper company still, but I just want to see, because like yesterday's party, I don't even like, Daniela is a very confused person, but I'm glad this eviction happened. I'm actually very glad it happened. Daniela is very confused. You can't say you want this and then you want that suddenly. You can't say you're going to do this and then you're doing that suddenly. Choose something. Like, what exactly are you doing? Like, which way are you moving? Why are you stressing people? Then yesterday party, as first, she and Dotun were not really in each other's space. They were not really in each other's faces. And then I think before they went to the party, she was like, she was having a conversation when Fina was making high, and she was like, oh, she's only going to drink one kind of Smirnoff, so she won't get high, because Daniela gets high and then she starts acting weird. So eventually I see her holding her red cup, enjoying herself in the party, and I'm like, this girl's definitely going to get tipsy. And I think she did get tipsy. She was quite tipsy. And then eventually during while they were dancing, she started gravitating towards Dotun, and eventually they had this very steamy hot kiss. Like, bro, they had the best kiss. And I'm like, okay, cool, where's this heading? There's something they start having a conversation. Like, the conversation bores me. Oh yeah, they showed us how this bottom, oh my god, guy, Sheggz would have left though. Wow, I cannot believe it. I can't believe that Adekunle had more votes than Sheggz. That's the most surprising thing ever. I sure that's not why Big Brother gave them the dinner date. But then, if that was why didn't he not evict Sheggz eventually? Because they are still 11 in the house, and let me just assume that 7 people will be left for the finals. So the remaining 5, does it mean 5 will be? I swear, like, I can't even assume anything again. Let's see how it goes. So as I was saying, they started having a conversation. They were going back and forth. They're always having conversations that bore me, like that drain me, because they're talking about the same thing over and over again. Dawson is talking about how he said he was going to like give her space, but then you say you're going to give her space, but you're not even keeping to what you said. Then you're not keeping to what you said. And then they were talking like very boring conversation about how she's still into what's that boy's name? The first guy she likes, what's that his name? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. And then like the conversation was just dragging. Eventually, I think Daniela really just wanted to be in her feelings, because Brian now comes into the room, he's singing a song, then Dawson like stands up to like join him and sing the song. Apparently she was sitting like on a part of his leg, and then he cried, he pushes her. I don't think he did that on purpose. That was the honest truth. He did not do that on purpose. But then she gets angry, she's vexing that, oh, you pushed me. She actually did go on and on about it. He kept on trying to apologize. Even till this one, she was still angry. And I was like, is this for attention or what? See, like, finally he's gone. I wonder how you're going to cope, but you'll be fine. He did a lot of things behind the house, like making sure she had eaten, helping her wash her plates, looking out for her, warming her bed, and all of that. I wonder how she's going to cope. But then I said there's Adekunle in the house, so let's see how that goes. Meanwhile, tomorrow is Monday. They're going to play their head of house game, and I wonder who's going to win, who Fina is going to hand over to, and then I wonder who is going to be nominated. People that will be up for eviction. I actually can't wait to see, because if Sheggz is nominated again, Baba is leaving. We just saw it. Bottom 3. He's going to go, and if he's going, good riddance. But then it's still far, so let's see how it goes. But up until then, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow during the head of house games. Another live stream by 6. Yeah, I think that's happening by 6. So